flight, this is Citadel. I'll be your flight controller for this mission.
Tom Clancy games have always been some of my favorites, but for the most part, the main series have only been in a few genres. The Ghost Recon and Rainbow Six games are both tactical shooters, and Splinter Cell was a stealth action game, so I was looking for something a little bit different from Ubisoft's team. Now, I've never been a huge player of flight games, mostly because I generally suck at them, but I'm usually willing to give an unfamiliar genre a try if I'm a fan of the developers, and I'm very glad that I did. This is HAWX for the Xbox 360.
That's another kill. You can target locked. Good kill, Shade.
Reaper lead. I've got a flight of ground attack planes exiting the canyons and approaching the refinery at high speed.
HAWX follows a group of pilots that are in the same universe as games like Ghost Recon and Splinter Cell. The story features some crossovers, and the plot really fits right at home with the usual excellent writing that's in Tom Clancy's games. The story focuses on the HAWX as they get recruited into a PMC group known as Artemis, and the events that take place based on the corporation's actions. While I said that the story does fit right at home in the universe, it still feels fresh. There's a real sense of thrill here, something that could only be achieved when the game uses a story that has some plausible elements in it. For those interested in more of the HAWX story, there's also a book available written under the pen name David Michaels, the same name used for authors of the Splinter Cell, Ghost Recon, and N-War books. HAWX is a flight game that really feels accessible to newcomers to the genre. Like I said before, I've never really played many flight games, and this was really easy for me to get the hang of.
Structural alert.
Now, on the harder difficulties, you might not be so lucky, but the game really feels like it takes all of the little annoyances of flying games and just lets you focus on blowing shit up. The plane is controlled using the left thumbstick, with turning being achieved by turning the plane sideways and then pulling up or down on the stick. More gentle turns can be executed by adjusting the yaw with the bumpers, and the plane can be accelerated or slowed down by using the right and left triggers respectively. The controls really feel as smooth as can be, and I have absolutely no complaints about controlling the jet. Now, I did crash a few times while playing this, but every time that happened, I was kicking myself because I did something wrong. It wasn't the game's fault.
Ghost Leader, be advised. The Black Hawk 5 is en route to rally point for extraction. ETA 5 minutes.
Combat in HAWX is fairly simple. The A button handles firing missiles, while the B button fires your machine guns. Stay trained on a target for long enough and you'll get a lock on, and you can switch between different targets by pressing the Y button. Again, this feels absolutely perfect on the 360's controller. There's nothing like diving down, blowing up 3 tanks, and then pulling up and away right before you hit the ground. Visually, HAWX is comparable to Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter. Planes and environments look great, and weapons all have great effects. However, the faces that are shown just don't seem to have any life to them, and lips don't really match voices that well. It's a good thing that these aren't really that common in the game. HAWX is a game that really introduced me to a genre that I never really cared about before, and it really made me want to play more flying games. This game may have a few minor flaws, but it's also incredibly fun. Definitely consider picking this up.
More than ever.